Hey there, Sorry here. I've got one more clear that I wanted to do with the new unit Celeste for this Clash of Wills. And then, you know, if I do any other Clash of Wills clears after this, it will be without Celeste. I was I was really hoping that we would get frags for Stern in the VIP shop, because I was really excited to, you know, to get him to EX2 and take him in here and see what he could do in a Clash of Wills and maybe do like a clear with him. But they didn't give us any shards, and so I'm really hoping that there are shards in the VIP shop for Stern next week. If not, I think that's a really shisty move on Gumi's part, because they gave us shards for Gladio, you know, and I feel like Stern's sort of following that same pattern as they did with Gladio, basically giving them to us for free as you know, as adventurer rewards. Yeah, but that's a tangent. That's a rant for another day. We'll give them one more week to release those shards, and if they don't, then we riot. Anyways, this clear is going to be one that basically just sort of showcases Celeste's power in Clash of Wills, and she is going to basically be the solo DPS on this clear, doing all the damage to kill the boss. So, you know, this might be useful if you don't have, you know, some of the top damage dealers at a high enough EX level that you can meet the requirements. So basically, Celeste is really the only damage dealer on this party. Obviously, like Kaito can deal damage, Elena can deal damage, Esther can deal damage, but their damage is so irrelevant that it's not actually going to have any impact on whether or not we clear this fight. The boss has 15 billion HP, and Celeste will do 15 billion damage, okay? Now, basically this team is just here to support Celeste. And so maybe this one will work out for you if you don't have, you know, maybe like, maybe your Hio is EX2, although an EX2 Hio could work on this party. But yeah, this is just to show you that, you know, if you have some old units lying around that are at EX3, this is just another way that you can get this fight done. I will say that doing the fight this way is going to be a slower clear, obviously. It might be, it's not really all that challenging. The way that I've worked it out, it's actually a very safe and effective clear. But if you're not getting the damage here because maybe you don't have the gear to make your Celeste do as much damage as mine is doing, you could very easily take out Elena, put in Abigail, let Abigail be your provoke unit instead of Esther. That's what Esther's here for, to provoke for us. And then in Esther's spot, you could put someone like Hio or Frosty or, you know, Ayabrea, another big damage dealer. They can help you get across the finish line. But this is the team that I wanted to show off. Let's make sure we get it done, because anytime you're relying on a sole DPS unit, damage variance can definitely become a factor. So if Celeste just decides to roll low on all of her burst turns, which could happen, then we're obviously going to have to stop and come back and do it over again. The only turn where it really matters is the burst turn on turn 5. You want to make sure you hit the damage cap, obviously, because if you don't hit the damage cap on turn 5, then you're going to have to stop the fight and come back and try again. So that's the only one that really matters on the damage variance. As long as we get that, we should be able to finish the fight in 8 turns, as I have planned. So let's get in there, make sure we get it done, then I'll show you the gear at the end. Alright, everyone will do all their auto casting. Okay, so we'll start with Celeste. She'll go ahead and do high-tech barrier for that turn 1 99% mitigation, in Leitka to imbue everyone with light, and then coordinated teamwork for the buffs and the mod boost to her LB, because like I said, we're going to do a burst on turn 5, so we want to make sure all that stuff is up and ready again for her to use again on turn 6. Okay. Alright, Kaito can now shift to Brave Shift. Alright, he is going to do Crashing Wave for the Perfect Dispel, and then just double Deep Submersion for Morale Fill. Okay, Melissa is going to do Shared Immunity for the Ailment Resist. Chronic Flow for morale, and Parasol Shield for the mitigations. All right, Kresnik, the OG morale filler, is going to start with Arcane Stimulant. Okay. It's kind of fun getting to bring Kresnik back. Haven't used him in a long time. All right, Elena is going to do her cover. With this power, I'll protect you. That's for the 200% light buff. And then Shelga for the magic mitigations. All right, Esther can now shift. We started her in normal because we don't want her to auto cover, but we do need her TMR equipped in her Brave Shift form so that she counters with the LB fill. So if we started her in Brave Shift, she would do physical cover, and then she could potentially jump out and cover the physical damage, and then the team would just get wrecked by the magic damage. All right, so on this turn, Esther is going to do just a Shatterbolt and then Energizing Bunny, True Storm Brand. Okay, so Esther is passive provoking. And you see, even with that 99% mitigation, those hits still hurt, but she's got so much HP, she's never ever come close to dying on turn 1. And then turn 2, she'll get to put up her provoke with her mitigations. Yeah, she won't be coming close to dying even on turn 2, because she's also going to use her personal 90% mitigation. And then turn 3, from turn 3 onwards, there's absolutely no threat from the physical damage because we're going to start imbuing the boss. All right, so Esther on this turn, she will do Boundless Stasis, Storm Guardian, and Shatterbolt. All right, Kaito, he's actually going to come back to normal because the boss is going to do a few AoE physicals, and we want to make sure that we are miraging those because they can otherwise hurt pretty badly. All right, he'll do Torrential Downpour for the killers, but also for the 50% accuracy reduction on the boss. Esther is also built for 100% evasion, which means 50% of those single target physicals will miss. Okay. He's also going to do Receding Tide. That's what does the Mirage. All right, 4 stacks of Mirage, which is more than enough. And then Cascading Slash just for morale fill. All right, Celeste. All right, she's going to do Dazzling Neon for the light amp field, Solar Battery so that she has a better personal light amp, and then Surpassing Limits, not Surpassing Limits Plus, but Surpassing Limits, because we just want to do the 400 LB buff because we are going to do a burst next turn, a little mini burst. All right, Elena, Elena will do Brisk Daybreak. That just does morale fill every turn for the next 3 turns. Sanctuary for the mitigations, and oh yeah, I was gonna do Barb Lazage for physical mitigations. Okay, because we otherwise don't have any form of like physical mitigations on the party. You could also do Protectica, but Barb Lazage is nice because it does all, 50% to all the mitigations. All right, Melissa is going to go ahead and do Human Killer on Celeste, Beast Killer on Celeste, and Minutes of Might just for the morale fill because we already have a better buff thanks to Celeste. Kresnik on this turn can just do Arcane Potion. You might think, oh, well, let's remove our imperils. The boss is going to re-imperil us on this turn anyways, so it doesn't matter. So let's just do Arcane Potion because that does a barrier every turn for us, which is nice. And you see this team does pretty well on the morale thanks to having both Kresnik and Melissa on the party. So we should be hitting 200% by turn 5, no problem. Okay, Kaito, I probably should have given Kaito some more HP in his normal form, but he does have guts, so, that's, that kind of takes care of it, just in case the boss decides to go a little ham on the single target magic attacks on him. Esther's Storm Guardian does provide everyone a 75% general mitigation, so that helps a great deal. All right, Melissa's going to do her SLB. Okay, make sure you target herself because we're going to need to use her Seconds of Support skill on turn 5. Normally it would only be ready on turn 6, but using her SLB on herself makes it available as early as turn 4. That also provides the 80% general mitigation for the party, which again just helps reduce damage. However, at this point, it's only mitigating the magic damage because we are going to start resisting or absorbing the physical damage from here on out. Because Kresnik is going to use Shining Siphon on the boss. Okay, and Kaito's Crashing Wave is done, so we don't have to worry about accidentally dispelling it or anything. Kaito can now come back to normal. Okay, we're going to do another Torrential Downpour. We'll do Deadly Stream and Natural Flux. Okay. Esther, she can just like re-up recover, why not? And then do a double Shatterbolt. Alright, Celeste is going to shift. Make sure you shift her to do a Brave Shift at LB because it's much stronger than her normal LB. I've made that mistake before. Elena does her normal LB. Okay, so we'll start Kaito. Oh, what am I doing? I haven't done the Imperil field, so we'll have to do Sun Glitter, Deadly Stream, Natural Flux. Duh. Glad I caught myself. Because you want to do the Imperil field, obviously, and then Deadly Stream first to do the 90% defense break. And so as soon as you see that defense break go up on the boss, then you can send Celeste and Elena. All right? All right, there's the defense break. And send Celeste and Elena. Nice. All right. Decent little burst there. 2.9, yeah, it's typically around 3 billion, so that's pretty average. I think I've done as high as like 3.5 on this turn, so like, yeah, the variance can be a little crazy. Okay, so there you see we're absorbing all the physicals. And then next turn we're going to remove our Imperils so that we will effectively resist everything because we still have that 200% light buff on the party, so we're going to resist all the physicals on the next turn. Okay. Kaito is just going to do Torrential Downpour to make sure our killers are still up for next turn. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and do Deadly Stream, Natural Flux again. Actually, what I want to do is I want to do killers, and I want to do the Imperil field because I want to make sure that that is still up, that will still be up on turn 8, which should be our kill turn. All right, and then we'll do Deadly Stream. All right, Esther is going to Quantum Storm on herself so that she can Extreme Nova Chain on the burst turn without using her LB. And then double Shatterbolt. Elena will just do, she'll do her cover, and then double Pollux Blade. All right, Melissa is going to Human Killer on Celeste, Beast Killer on Celeste, and then Parasol Shield again to maintain our mitigations. Kresnik is going to Medicinal Potion, Medicinal Antioxidant, which will remove our Imperils, Medicinal Remedy, which just maintains our ailment resist. Okay, Celeste is going to prepare for a burst, a high-tech blaster for the 150 amps, surpassing limits for 500% LB buff, and Battlefield Blur, just to deal a little bit more chip damage. Okay? And then you can just basically send everybody at the same time here. It doesn't really matter on the timing. There you go, another little healthy chunk of damage, 1.1, nice. Okay, so you see that, we're still mitigating the damage very well. No one's in any danger of dying here. We're resisting all the physicals. Easy peasy. Okay. So this is sort of the moment of truth. We got to make sure we, at a minimum, hit the damage cap. I've hit the damage cap in almost every test run I've done. I've done this run probably a dozen times now just to kind of check and make sure how consistent it is. And I think I've only had one run, in about a dozen runs, one run where I didn't hit the damage cap, I did like 4.8. That's the lowest I've seen. Highest I've seen is 6.2. And so, you know, variance is a cruel mistress. I'm recording, which means it will undoubtedly do the lowest possible variance, in which case I'll have to stop and re-record. Hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, seconds of support on Celeste. You can do Beast and Human Killer on Kaito, because he is technically, this is saying something, Kaito is technically the next strongest unit, next strongest damage dealer on the party. If that doesn't say something right there. Okay. Kresnik, I'm just going to reload and repeat after we've done our damage here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Kaito and Esther first, let them ramp up the chain, and then send Celeste and Elena. Okay, let's see how we do. Looking for big damage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 73 to 31, 42%. Let's see what that comes out to be. I'm going to reload and send Kresnik. Wow, 6.2. All right, nicely done. So that was a pretty high. That was a pretty high variance. But funny enough, I've seen more 6 billion bursts than I have anything else. She's almost always 5.5 or higher. But yeah, I've seen a lot of 6 billions, but 6.2 is the highest. Okay, so yeah, the boss has the undispellable defense and spirit buffs. He has some mirage, whatever. All right, Kaito will take care of that. All right, so we'll do Unpredictable Tide, Undulating Waves. So Unpredictable, of course, rolls away the Undispellable Defense and Spirit buff. Undulating Waves is going to extend all of our imperils, breaks, all of that stuff so that we don't have to keep reapplying them. We can just keep unloading bursts turn after turn. And then he's going to do Torrential Downpour to maintain our killers for the next few turns so that we can finish this boss off. Okay, Esther is going to re-up her cover. Actually, she doesn't need to re-up her provoke, does she? She actually doesn't need to do that. So she can just do like a Shatterbolt, Energizing, and True Stormbrand. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's just something for her to do. All right. Elena is just going to maintain her cover again and do a double Pollux Blade to refill her LB, and this will get rid of the remaining Mirage stacks. Okay, so boss has no more Mirage. Now, Melissa has to go before Celeste. That's very, very critical because we're going to use all Consuming Darkness now to imbue everybody, the boss, ourselves, for the next 3 turns, but we want to make sure we remove the imbue from ourselves. So Melissa goes first, does all Consuming Darkness, Human Killer on Celeste, Beast Killer on Celeste. Okay, now Celeste can come back to normal. We got to reapply all of our buffs, fields, all that stuff. All right, so Coordinated Teamwork for the buffs and the mod boost, Dazzling Neon for the amp field, and then Bright Future, which will remove the dark imbue from the party and add the 100% light imbue with the amp for the next 3 turns. Okay, so she can do that. And Kresnik, yeah, he just reloads, repeats. I suppose he could have done a normal attack to help fill up some LB on that one, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it. So you see all the physical damage. All right, it either misses or we absorb it. So really from here on out, the only thing you got to worry about is the magic damage. So you still obviously have to have mitigations up for the party against the magic damage because some of it is uncoverable, but it is much more manageable than those single target physicals, right? All right. So what I'll do is, yeah, I'm gonna do a normal attack with Kresnik, all right, because I'd like to get Kaito. Kaito's LB filled up. We can just do, again, Human Killer on Celeste again, Beast Killer on Celeste again. That way she has it again for next turn. And we'll do a Bar Darkja to finish filling up Kaito. All right, make sure you shift Celeste. Again, I've made that mistake many times, and it sucks when you do, because then you end up doing a lot less damage. Elena does her LB, Kaito does LB, Esther does Chain Lightning. All right, and just like the burst on turn 5, we'll send Kaito and Esther first, then send Celeste and Elena. Wow, almost killed on that turn. That was pretty close. That's probably the closest I've come to killing on turn 7. Almost never get that close. I'm usually more like around, wow, nice 4 bill. I usually do closer to 3 on that one, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm usually more like around the 10% thresh, or around 10% HP on this turn, but yeah. Like even from like 10%, like we're normally doing about 3 billion. So I think we should be good. I don't know why the animation's going so slow right now. All right, now obviously we've got some LB filling to do, and this is the last turn with our 100% light amp, so we got to take advantage of that. If I had remembered, I would have given Kresnik dual wield with the Aurora Scarf. That's the old trick we used to use back in the old days, where you could get him to do his normal attack 4 times and do 40 LB fill for the party. I probably should have done that, but as you're going to see, it's not necessary. I will have him do a single attack though, just for that 10 LB fill. Okay, Melissa's just going to do triple Bar Darkja. Okay, and Elena is going to do triple Bar Blazaja. Okay, now just for the sake of, you know, my love for Esther, my love of the bunny goddess, I'm going to bring her into the normal form, because we're definitely killing the boss on this turn, right? And so I don't care that our fields get overwritten on this turn. I just got to make sure I tap Celeste first, so that the fields aren't overwritten for her damage. But yeah, we're definitely killing the boss on this turn. So I'm going to bring Esther to normal form so that she can use her LB and, you know, be a part of finishing this boss off. You know, if you're nowhere close and you're worried about it, and you're worried you might need an extra turn to kill the boss or something like that, definitely just use Chain Lightning again on Esther and keep her in her Brave Shift form. I'm just doing this for fun, for the memes, because I love Esther, and I want to see the big bunny on the screen when this boss dies. All right, well, let's do it. There you go. Yeah, 3.7. So like that's almost 25% of the boss's health right there. So like we would have killed from 25. Okay. But yeah, there you go. There is Celeste hard carrying this team. 16. Yeah, she by herself did over 1 billion worth of overkill. Yeah. So yeah, she hard carries this fight. Kaito doing respectable damage there with 1.4 total damage. You know, like I said, Kaito is the next best damage dealer on the party after Celeste. But Celeste literally doing an order of magnitude more damage than Kaito, so as to be expected. She's a Neo Plus unit, she's the new hotness, so of course, you know, I wouldn't expect Kaito to come anywhere close, but I just think that's pretty hilarious. All right, so there we go, well done, rank 1 clear with Celeste carrying the fight. All right, let's get in here, see what we've got. Turn on party defense spirit, elemental resist, so you see what that looks like. All right, Esther, in her normal form can be whatever. It honestly doesn't matter. I don't think I even, I did give her Mystic Tenacity and Wisdom of Hess, because that provides, Mystic Tenacity provides some typed mitigations, but it's not really necessary because we've got Melissa providing mitigations. Wisdom of Hess is nice though, because it does do an auto 30% physical mitigation for her, which could be useful on like turn 1, or you know, if at some point during the fight she doesn't have physical mitigations, it's nice to have that as a backup. In her Braccia form, just full-on defense and HP. It's really all you need. Blizzard Orb, obviously, for the counters. Make sure she's got her TMR equipped so that she counters to fill up her own LB. But then otherwise, we do have some evasion, so I think she should be 100%. She's only 90%. Wow, I didn't even build her for full evasion. I thought I did. I got close. I should have given her Kaito's, the old Kaito's STMR for 30%. Or you can give her the new evasion materia that's in the cow shop. That works too. That's got 50% evasion on it. Just slap that on her. And then you can even give her a better shield. But I didn't want to assume you bought that from the cow shop. But yeah, just bulk. Jex card, I honestly don't think she needs it. I just put it on there because it's the best defensive card that I have. If you have Power Cut, that works just fine. Power Cut will work just fine for her here. Elena, just, you know, full on spirit. I like the Prophet's Diadem on her because it comes with the MP, it comes with the, you know, the big passive MP, and also MP reduction. Also why she has Ash's leg armor there to reduce her MP, because as we all know, Elena loves to drink MP. She chugs like an Aussie. So definitely give her some MP reduction and lots of MP passives. But otherwise, just some bulk. I did give her a little bit of defensive bulk too, but she never provokes any of the physicals, so that's not as important. As you can see, the light resist is way more important than the water resist in this fight, because those 3 turns where we need, we just want to have high light resistance where the boss is imbued with light. Otherwise, the magic damage is all non-elemental, so you just need to make sure she has maxed out spirit. So yeah, here's what we've got. Power Cut vision card. You could gear her Braccia form. I actually had geared her Braccia form because I was thinking, oh, maybe we could deal some damage with her on turn 5. But honestly, she's so squishy in this form because it's really hard to get her HP up. That she actually is at risk of dying on turn 4 when you're kind of prepping for the burst on turn 5. And since it's not necessary, I just leave her in her normal form. Because she's not here to deal damage, and she's hard to gear for this fight anyways. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Just leave her as a tank. Melissa, just basic bulk. Yeah, just give her some bulk. I did give her some guts, but she doesn't need it. I try to give her like some defense bulk, but again, she doesn't really need it. Kaito in normal form's got the rod and the treasure memorial ring. Probably should have given him some more HP passives and stuff, because, you know, for turn 2 when he goes back to normal form, but don't worry about it. In this form, yeah, just, you know, tried to gear him for a bit of killers, a bit of damage. I did give him his TMR because that makes him absorb water, so if the boss, you know, when the boss does like any AoE physicals with water, it'll actually heal him, but that's also not necessary. Mystic Knight's tunic is for the human killer. Gilgamesh's hood is also for the human killer. It's got 100% on it, which is nice. And then, yeah, just some beast killers, beast machine killers. And then the free water card. So I think he's doing all right. It's got full LB damage, 275 beast, 275 human, 300 machine. So yeah, I mean, that's why he did, you know, that's why he did 1.4 billion damage, because he was actually geared for some damage there. So yeah, not too bad. Celeste just has all the best gear, so basically just stack her up. Stack her up with all your best gear and killers. You know, this is the best vision card I have for her. If you have a better one, great. If you don't have a better one, then just use the best one you have. She's still good for it, don't worry. And her Brave Shift form, pretty much all the same stuff, but I did give her Kind-Hearted Flutist for the 200% Esper stat boost. Yeah. And so she's basically good to go. Overcapped on Beast Killer thanks to Ifrit Esper, and 300 human, 300 machine. Good to go. Kresnik in his normal form, just built for, you know, high spirit so that he doesn't die from any of the magic attacks. Like I said, you could build him in a dual wield build and give him Aurora Scarf, or what is it, Yeti Combat Maneuver or something, Umaro's TMR, which makes normal attacks hit twice so that he can fill 40 LB in a turn. You could even give him some counters so that he counters with his normal attack, which fills people's LB. But as you can see, it wasn't necessary. So, you know, this build is perfectly fine. Melissa's vision card for morale fill every turn, of course. Oh, he is dual wielding in this form. That's hilarious, in his Brave Shift form. But yeah, still don't have the Aurora Scarf. But yeah, it really just build him for some bulk. That's all he needs. That's all he really needs. And yeah, that's it. So that's the team. That's how we got this rank 1 done, using Celeste to basically just obliterate the boss all by herself. And this is her Clash of Wills, so it makes sense that she would be able to basically just mow this one down. She reminds me a lot of Skye. When Skye came out in the second ever, I think it was the second ever Clash of Wills. That was the first Clash of Wills that I got a rank 1, because Skye was so overpowered that I was able to bring her in. You know, she was only EX2, and then I literally just brought in a bunch of like NVA units, a bunch of NVA misfits, and she solo carried that boss. And Skye is doing the same thing. So I like her because she reminds me a lot of Skye in that regard, like a really strong Clash of Wills damage dealer. And Skye, you know, Skye wasn't that strong outside of Clash of Wills, and I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. You know, I just wanted a nice, strong Clash of Wills unit, especially a non-elemental LB that hits really hard. Like, and Celeste brings all this great support along with her. Like, Skye didn't even have support in her kit. She was very selfish. She just did stupid amounts of damage. Skye has a lot of support in her kit and deals stupid amounts of damage, so I'm loving it. So I'm going to be using Celeste in pretty much every Clash of Wills going forward, I think. But like I said, I might try some clears without Celeste on this current Clash of Wills. There are already lots of clears out there without her, though. Most of them are water teams, and I just don't have a strong water team. But I might try a light team that doesn't have Celeste. I'm not quite sure. The problem is my Noctis is only EX1, and since they didn't give us shards for Stern in the shop, that was kind of going to be my go-to, was to use Stern on a team without Celeste. But my Noctis only being EX1 really makes that hard to do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I come up with something, I'll share it with you guys. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty much done with this Clash of Wills. I'll start moving on to do some other content, like maybe some trials and stuff with Celeste, because I'd like to show what she can do outside of Clash of Wills as well. So maybe I'll start working on some of that stuff for you guys this week. So thank you so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.